And Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan. Congressman, thanks for weighing in here. Was Senator Warren out of line?
Well, she's been out of control, it seems to me, even before Donald Trump was elected president, even before he was sworn in as the president. So now it's reached a whole new level. Frankly, all she has to do, according to what the Senate did, is she can't speak on the floor for one day. For most people, that wouldn't be too big of a deal, but it seems for her it's probably going to be kind of difficult. But this is the left being the left. Senator McConnell and the president are right. They've taken forever to confirm the president's cabinet, longer than just about anyone ever has done. So this is the left being the left. I don't think they're going to change. Now that Mr. Trump is president, they're doing everything they can to undermine his presidency. So
just to be clear, she won't speak for another day. Are you expecting Jeff Sessions to be confirmed today or tomorrow?
I do. I mean, I'm not in the Senate, so I don't get a vote, but I do believe he will be confirmed. Just like yesterday, we got the new Secretary of Education, Ms. DeVos. I think you're going to see it happen. They're just taking their good, sweet time about it, which is unfortunate because we got work to do for the American people.
How irresponsible.
Yeah. They're going to take a break from hitting DeVos repeatedly and hit Sessions after it's just constant.
They're going to go after Andy Puzder, though, next.
Exactly, and then Andy. It's almost, what are they trying to accomplish? Because it's clearly not changing anything. I don't know if it's just political.
I think it comes back to exhausting. I think it comes back.
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted.
Really quickly on the Andy Puzder. Just really quickly on the Andy Puzder thing, because we found out that he paid taxes on an undocumented employee who worked for him after he was nominated, and Susan Collins, the senator from Maine, who voted against Betsy DeVos, along with Murkowski of Alaska. Susan Collins is now saying she wants to hear more from Andy Puzder at a confirmation hearing. I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah.
So we know where that's
exactly
going.
what you've been predicting. Go ahead, Tom.
Congressman, when does the House of Representatives start working on the agenda for America? Right now, is the lack of a cabinet holding you all up? Because you all have a lot of work to do, and you're the most representative body in our legislative branch of government.
It's hurting us with not getting Tom Price confirmed at HHS so we can get after this Obamacare. We need to repeal this as soon as possible. It's a disaster. Everyone knows that. I talk about all the lies we were told when they passed Obamacare. Like your plan, keep your plan. Like your doctor, keep your doctor. Premiums will decline. Website will work. Website secure. Deductibles will decline. The emergency room visits will decline. All those things turned out to be false. So we know we need to get rid of this. It will help if we get Dr. Price there at HHS to move on it even quicker.
Does the Congress, does the Republican leadership have a plan to replace it with yet?
Yeah. There's a great plan that Dr. Paul has in the Senate that I like. Mark Sanford, my colleague in the House, I think is going to introduce that plan here on the House side. I like that. It gets to market-oriented, free market approaches to health care, empowering people and not empowering Washington. So I think that's exactly the kind of approach we need.
So just to be clear, when do you expect Tom Price's confirmation?
I think that'll come soon, too. Let's hope so. Mick Mulvaney, another one of our colleagues over at the Office of Management and Budget, needs to get confirmed as well.
Yeah.
So, again, let's hope sooner rather than later.
And, Dagan, you said the list earlier. I mean, when President Obama was in office for the first 2 weeks, he had the majority of his cabinet in place. The same with, as you reported earlier, President Bush, and it's very different right now.
14 days into the administration, 12 of 15 cabinet officials were at work under President Obama. It was 13 of 14 under Bush and Clinton, and there's still 10 open cabinet positions under President Trump. They're doing it on purpose. Again, get ready for the next 4 years, because it's not just the Democrats in the Senate, it's the Democrats in the House are going to be pulling the same thing with you, Congressman.
How are you going to deal with that?
Thank you. Well, we just got to keep pushing ahead and do what the people sent us here to do. That's our charge. That's our goal. Let's get after it as quick as we can, but it'd help if we had the cabinet in place.
All right. So then there's this. We are waiting on a decision from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals on the fate of the president's travel ban. A panel of federal judges expressed skepticism last night when they heard arguments over whether the executive order should remain on hold, which may indicate that they are not inclined to reinstate it. What are you expecting from this ruling?
Well, I hope we get the ruling that's, I think the president was entirely consistent with the law with this. I hope the court says what he did is allowed, because I think it's common sense. I think the American people understand that. This says let's just pause this issue and let's make sure we thoroughly check people out before we let them in the country. I think that's just good common sense and consistent with the law.
Just to follow up on Don's question in terms of the work that you have in front of you, what's the next priority after Obamacare? We're all talking about tax reform every day, and there's some disappointment going on throughout business these days because we recognize now that it's not the priority that we all thought it was, or is it?
No, it still is, because look, we know the tax code is broken. We know the tax code needs to be simpler, flatter, fairer, both on the corporate side and on the personal side. So let's get after that as well. If you're going to have economic growth and ever have a chance to deal with this $20 trillion debt we face, you're going to have to reform the tax code. So it is a priority, but right now the first step is repealing Obamacare and replacing it with a system that empowers families.
Congressman, the Speaker promised tax reform would pass the House before the summer recess. Is that still the case? Do you still predict that to take place?
That's the goal. We better, if we not only promise that, the Speaker not only promised you, but he promised the American people, we promised the American people, so let's make sure we do it. I think all too often we make this job way too complicated. Our job is to do what we told the voters we were going to do what they sent us here to do. We told them we would repeal Obamacare, we told them we would secure the border, build the wall, we told them we would reform the tax code. Let's do all those things, and let's get after them as quick as we can.
All right, we'll be watching. Congressman, good to see you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Congressman Jim Jordan joining us there.